The problem of obesity has gotten out of control in America. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, one child out of every 5 children is overweight, and more people in the world today die of complications from obesity than they do from starvation. As time continues, obesity is multiplying, which is the opposite result of what we want. We have many food options that are low fat, low calorie, fat-free, or 0 calorie. So why are people still becoming so large? Food is supposedly being improved, but our physical results prove differently. People often think that as long as their calories in matches their calories out, they will have no problems with obesity. Basically, with enough exercise, they will not gain weight. Well, unfortunately, this is not the case. The culprit of obesity today is none other than sugar. It is detrimental to our bodies, and it is engineered into almost everything we eat, thanks to the food industry. We cannot totally escape sugar in our diets, but we need to learn how to balance the amount of sugar we put into our bodies. Obesity has become a public health issue, but every person must personally alter his or her eating habits in order to stop the epidemic of obesity. Sugar is obviously in sodas and desserts, but there are also large amounts of it in juice, Gatorade, Powerade, bread, yogurt, fruit-flavored snacks, cereal, energy bars, peanut butter, ketchup, salad dressing. The list doesn't really end. People consume most sugar without even paying attention. About 30 years ago, food experts decided to lower the amount of fat and calories in foods in order to make them healthier, in order to fight obesity in America. The food industry knew that foods would taste terrible without fat and calories, so deceiving everybody, they replaced those things with sugar. The healthier food options have the low calorie and fat labels, but they have either the same amount of sugar or more sugar than the regular options. Then, the food industry uses unethical means of advertisement to get people to buy these sugar-laden products. Some companies lie about the nutritional value of sugar in their products, while others make their sugary products look healthy by associating them with fruit on packaging. Some of the most manipulative companies are Kellogg's, Nestle, Kraft, Hershey's, Coca-Cola, and Campbell's. Their goal is to make as much money as possible, not to preserve the health of Americans, and they are killing people with sugar. People commonly think that high fructose corn syrup is terribly unhealthy, while other forms of sugar are not. This is not the case. All types of sugar contribute to obesity. Sugar is often disguised on nutritional labels with words such as glucose, fructose, galactose, sucrose, maltose, and lactose. There are not many food products that don't have at least one of these words on their nutrition labels. Some products claim on the front of their packaging that they are made with real fruit, but then food labels reveal the multiple sugars used for flavoring instead of fruits. Furthermore, the percentage of the daily recommended sugar intake never appears on a nutrition label because it is so debated. Often, the amount of sugar in a product is way beyond the amount we should put in our systems at one time, so the industry simply avoids referring to the daily recommended percentage. Whether sugar is in starches, sweets, vegetables, fruits, or processed goods, it functions the same way. The difference occurs depending on the rest of the nutritional makeup of foods we put into our bodies. The liver both produces sugar for the body and processes the sugar that is put into the body. It also regulates metabolism along with the intestines. When the amount of sugar in the body becomes unnaturally high, the liver overworks and metabolism slows down. Sugar is especially destructive when it enters the body without being accompanied by fiber. Basically, sugar in fruits, for example, gets healthily distributed throughout the body because of the fiber in plant cells, while refined sugar becomes fat if it is not used immediately, because it is stripped of fiber. Fiber builds metabolism because it steadies the digestion process. It prevents sugar from being stored as fat. Furthermore, fiber expands inside the body, as opposed to refined sugar, so people feel accurately full and energized. Refined sugar passes quickly through the body, but leaves people feeling empty and even fatigued. Then, people are inclined to sit on the couch instead of exercise, and the liver turns the unnatural sugar into fat. People simply need to incorporate more fiber into their diets in order to control the effects of sugar on their bodies. When sugar is not regulated correctly over an extended period of time, a person can develop obese-related chronic diseases. Whether people have external body fat or not, they increasingly harm their bodies with their extreme sugar intake. Some people, especially young people, have large amounts of internal body fat, even though they don't look overweight. This internal fat destroys the body, especially the heart, liver, and blood system. According to MediWeightLossClinics.com, high blood pressure is the leading cause of death of Americans over the age of 25. Gained weight also blocks insulin production, which causes type 2 diabetes. Prior to the last 20 years, type 2 diabetes was referred to as adult-onset diabetes because it was extremely rare for teenagers and children to develop it. This is no longer the case. Another common and deadly disease caused by sugar is heart disease. Obesity also increases a person's chance of getting cancer by 50%, according to the American Heart Association. Other minor health issues can develop, such as back pain and skin infections. The list certainly doesn't end there. These ailments and diseases make life much more difficult for both the sick person and that person's loved ones. They can be treated, but if not treated diligently, they can lead to death very quickly. Again, obesity causes death more nowadays than starvation does. I believe the Bible refers to the obesity epidemic with terms such as gluttony in Proverbs 23 and idleness in Proverbs 21. According to the incarnation of Christ, our physical bodies have eternal significance. They are gifts that God has given us for life. We need to show our gratitude by taking care of them. We destroy our bodies by disregarding the corruption in the food industry and consuming so much sugar. We give into laziness when we are so apathetic about our personal health. Other sins related to obesity are greed and lack of self-control. Both of these sins are rooted in selfishness, and we damage our internal and external relationships when we live according to selfishness. We impulsively disregard everyone but ourselves when we pursue extremely unhealthy diets. And we ultimately disregard ourselves too, because of the physical damage. In Ecclesiastes, the author presents life as insignificant without the existence of God in the afterlife. He advises people to do whatever they want because it does not matter in the end. A couple habits he encourages are heavy eating and drinking. At the end of Ecclesiastes, the author expresses his belief in God, thus implying that everything we do does matter. In this way, he refers to gluttonous, uncontrolled behavior as meaningless. Simply put, we do not live according to the fear of the Lord when we increase obesity by not being educated about sugar and food. The infinite amounts of refined sugar in today's products is the primary cause of obesity. The food industry is extremely deceptive in marketing. It is astounding that food companies are making people sick and even killing people for the sake of money. For this reason, it is in the hands of external sources, such as civilians, government, doctors, individual food professionals, to fight obesity. The most significant thing you can do is research the effects of obesity on your own, raise awareness, and personally adopt a healthier lifestyle. We can certainly do away with a lot of the sugar and bring down the rates of obesity. By doing so, we would increase life's quality and length while also glorifying God. I assume food industries would do anything to avoid going out of business. So hopefully they would end up altering the nutritional value of their foods along with their marketing methods. Whatever steps we take along the way, we need to achieve one result: a decrease in obesity. This result will most likely come through regulation of sugar. Obesity is already becoming a global problem, so we need to take action quickly.